So I completed my practicum, my name's Leah, by the way. I completed my practicum with Volunteer Victoria. So they're a nonprofit organization in Greater Victoria, and their aim is to enhance the value of volunteerism in Greater Victoria and also to build healthier communities through volunteerism. Okay, and throughout my time as a practicum student, I worked primarily with the youth program team. And the majority of my focus while working with them was with their Youth Legacy research project. So the intent of that project was to determine basically what motivates youth to volunteer, but also what barriers exist to youth volunteering. And with that information, Volunteer Victoria was hoping to increase the rate of youth participation in volunteering and also to enhance the experience of youth volunteering. So the research was based on a 33-question qualitative and quantitative survey for youth between the ages of 15 and 25 in Greater Victoria. And prior to my research, the key method that they were obtaining survey participants was through presentations that they make at high schools and universities. So Volunteer Victoria essentially goes to high schools, they talk about volunteering, and this presented a really good opportunity to recruit participants. So the BC teachers strike that occurred in in fall 2014 is when it ended. As a result, Volunteer Victoria had more trouble going to high schools and obviously presenting and recruiting participants that way. So when I joined as a student, practicum student in late January, they asked me to obtain participants through different means. So stakeholder engagement was a really important component of the research. Volunteer Victoria has 350 membership agencies. So essentially what that means is that 350 nonprofit organizations in Greater Victoria pay an annual membership fee to Volunteer Victoria, and in return they provide several volunteer referral and advising services. So networking was used to utilize the already established relationships with these membership agencies and also to reach out to new organizations that work with youth in Greater Victoria. So virtual networking, And so when I joined, Volunteer Victoria asked me to recruit participants through virtual networking. So virtual networking is not necessarily the best way to obtain trust, but it's really good for reaching out to a large audience quickly, and this is precisely what I needed to do. So I began doing this by first compiling a list of nonprofit organizations in Greater Victoria that I could contact that work with youth, but also went through the list of membership agencies working with youth and made a contact list for them. So, okay. Losing my place here. So virtual networking can also take place through several social media outlets, which can be a really powerful tool for networking, for advertising. So Volunteer Victoria had already advertised the survey on their Facebook and Twitter page, but with their consent, I was also able to advertise it on my personal social media outlets such as Facebook, and I was able to have friends and family, share these posts that were made. So brokering was another method that was really important to the research. Volunteer Victoria is actually within itself a broker agency, so their membership coordinator, Okay, so they have a community development and membership coordinator who acts as the broker between membership agencies and volunteers. So ultimately, these established relationships meant that when membership agencies, or when we contacted membership agencies, they were more likely to participate because of an already established familiarity and trust. And it would also be beneficial for membership agencies to have their youth participate because the highlighted results would be sent to them in a report as well. So by the end, there's a couple of things that I might have done differently. So one of those would be to have it available in a different language, to tap into the ESL youth population in Greater Victoria, and this would also align more with a multicultural approach. I'd also want to ask participants how they learned about the survey, because I really didn't have a way of knowing what participant recruitment methods were most effective. So for future research, this would be really good to know. And also, in future, I'd also use both in-person methods of participant recruitment and also virtual networking, because they both have benefits to each. And that concludes the presentation.
So, walking the mic over to Lynn. I was going to say, I'm not going to let people down until there's a question.
Okay. Leah, I want to compliment you very much on the flexibility and innovation that you displayed during your practicum, because you had this lovely task in front of you, and then the teachers went out on strike, and oh my goodness, there went the whole project out the window, but you did a fabulous job. So thank you very much for that. And so I don't have a question, but I would like to remind all the BA students that we want to have lunch together. So we're going to be doing it over in the boardroom in the office, which is B202B of the HSD building.
Well, I will do a quick scan to see if anyone had a question, but we seem to have segued into lunch. Looking. No? Well, then thank you so much, Leah, and thank you for going just before lunch.